Welcome back to D20 Tactics. On this channel I play Dungeons & Dragons with my friends, and we explore combat scenarios and play out the tactics used to defeat monsters quickly and safely, giving you more time to get back to roleplaying. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Sarson0, and today I'm joined by Restricted, BlindOracle, AzureWolf, and Dingo. Together, we'll run through typical battles that adventurers might see playing Dungeons & Dragons. Whether you're a new player trying to gain experience and level up your game, a seasoned fighter looking to learn some new tricks and maintain your edge, or a dungeon master who wants to get the most challenge out of your monsters, join us as we slice and dice our way through monsters and mayhem, and evaluate the tactics that decide who makes it onto the boss fight and who's going to be reaching for a fresh character sheet. In this series, the players are controlling the characters straight out of the starter set.
I'm AzureWolf, and I'm playing the Wizard.
I'm BlindOracle, and I'm playing the Rogue.
I'm Dingo, and I'm playing the Fighter.
I'm Restricted, and I'm playing the Cleric.
At level 7, our daring adventurers are returning to a village that's been raided by orcs. They'll have to face 6 encounters, all based on this theme, before they get to a long rest and level up to level 8. This is the 7th dungeon in the starter set series, so if you missed the start, you can find a link to it in the description below. Let's review what the players have at the start of the dungeon.
I have a new toy to play with, which is the Wand of the War Mage, +1. Prepared spells, Banishment, Fireball, Magic Missile, Slow, Haste, things of that nature to hopefully take care of the mobs. I am going to precast Mage Armor and Find Familiar. Find Familiar, which is a ritual cast, so it will not take up a spell slot.
I'm playing a level 7 Rogue. This is the Thief subclass. We're up to 46 sneak dice, and I'm holding a potion of fire breathing currently.
I'm playing the level 7 Fighter. I have 17 AC, and I'm immune to criticals due to my adamantine chainmail. I have a great axe for slashing, a pike for poking, a maul for bludgeoning, a javelin for long-range poking, a second one for a quick heal, action surge for an additional action, 5 potions of healing, potion of growth, potion of stone giant strength, ring of jumping. That's about it.
I'm Restricted, and I am playing the Cleric. Pretty tanky with 20 AC here and +1 shield. So AC is pretty decent along with my relatively high HP for a Cleric at 59. I'm a life Cleric with my benefits being to healing as well as having several offensive spells such as Spiritual Weapon and Spirit Guardians, which are more or less bread and butter for a Cleric. I also have Banishment for anything particularly nasty not of this plane, and then your usual spread of buff and healing spells, as well as a few targeted spells, and my Warhammer, in case I don't use spells. As a Cleric, I will cast the spell Aid to give 5 hit points to my friends Dingo, BlindOracle, and Azure.
All the encounters use monsters straight out of the monster manual with no modifications or adjustments. Encounters are based on challenge ratings from that book. I'll control the monsters and do my best to put as many adventurers in the ground as possible. As we go, we'll talk about the choices we made, why they fit the characters that the players are using, and what mistakes we made along the way. Grab your dice, draw your sword, and let's jump into combat. At the beginning of the dungeon, the adventurers have come back to a village they've been to before, only to find that it lies in ruins, recently being attacked by a band of orcs. The adventurers are going to fight off the orcs near and around the village, fight against the rear guard that's following the tail of the raiding party as they make their way back to their encampment, and then finally delve into the caves at the end of the dungeon. Hit points, abilities, spells, items in hand.
AzureWolf has 49 out of 49 maximum hit points now. Items in hand is his spellbook and his Wand of the War Mage. All my abilities are still up and ready to go. I have 3 first slots remaining, 3 second, 3 third, and 1 fourth.
50 out of 50 hit points. Short bow +1 in hand. No abilities tied to short rest or long rest.
Dingo, I have great axe, my second wind and action surge are up. 65 HP.
I have my +1 shield in hand. I have all 4 level 1 spells. I'm missing 1 level 2 spell slot, all 3 level 3 spells, and my 1 level 4 spell. I still have both Channel Divinity, and I have 59 out of 59 hit points.
Monsters, abilities, items, and numbers. The first encounter, you will find a Oni. An Oni is a magic casting ogre. Sometimes hang out with orcs. By tradition, this is our big scary monster encounter. This is the only one that is a single target enemy. The Onis have a variety of things that they can do. They have innate spell casting, so they can cast darkness and invisibility at will. They don't have anything that triggers off of darkness, so it probably isn't that helpful, but they do have invisibility for a little bit of deception and maneuvering around the battlefield. battlefield. They also have Charm Person, Cone of Cold, Gaseous Form, and Sleep. Their weapons are magical, and they can regenerate 10 hit points at the start of each one of its turn as long as it has at least 1 hit point. Onis have a glaive. They have multi-attack with that. They also have claws, and they like to eat little adventurers that don't eat their vegetables. So here's the thing that goes bump in the night. Let's take a look at the terrain. So there's a lot of difficult terrain on this. Moving into it consumes twice as much movement, so normally a movement square is 5. If it's yellow terrain, it'll be 10. The red areas are on top of the roofs. If you're moving while you're on top of a roof, the roofs are on fire. I think that one's already taken, but I'm going to use it anyway. If you walk on them, you run the risk of breaking through a broken beam to fall down into the area below. The fall isn't that bad. It's only 10 feet down, but it's only 1d6 of falling damage. You'll take 2d6 fire damage. You'll be knocked prone. So it's a DC 15 acrobatics check to move across the roof. If you don't want to do that, just stay off the roof and you'll be fine. There's plenty of handholds to climb up onto the roof, so there's no difficulty check required to climb, but it's a DC 15 acrobatics check if you want to move across the top of it. Then we're going to go on to tactics. What tactics do you guys think you probably want to use in this fight?
Bank and tank.
Yeah, that normally goes pretty well. As the cleric, and having the highest AC, I would probably try and frontline while also casting Spiritual Weapon. Given how the Oni has a multi-attack, I may be better off letting my Spiritual Weapon do the attacking and just dodging, trying to tank hits. But also I need to make myself an attractive target so the Oni doesn't come off of me for more squishy targets.
Charge the cleric straight at it and everybody else do their thing everywhere else. Any other thoughts, or
I think we can definitely just shoot it from range and get at least a round of shooting off for free.
Well, that's going to come down to the initiative, whether he gets his invisible offer first.
Any other thoughts, or you guys want to jump on into it?
Let us go.
All right, let's do it. Everybody roll initiative. Does anybody have higher than a 20? Does anybody have between a 15 and a 20?
Duke Ellington's got a 17.
I have a 15.
Does anybody have between a 15 and a 10?
The rogue has a 14.
11 for the wizard.
Does anybody have between a 10 and a 5?
I have a 9 for the fighter.
And 7 on the Oni. That'll start us off with the owl.
I'm going to fly above the foliage there. And that's his turn.
What's his action?
It's a dodge thing.
After that is a cleric.
Cleric will move its movement towards the foe and will cast Spiritual Weapon to the lower left corner of the Oni. And I will make a melee spell attack with my Spiritual Weapon. I rolled a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
So that'll be 10 damage, force damage. Dodge. And with that, the cleric will end its turn.
After the cleric is the rogue.
Let's move up behind the cleric. Can I see the Oni from there?
Yeah, he's got cover, but you can see him. He's a large creature, so he's going to leer over everything.
Bonus action, hide behind the cleric. 22.
22 will successfully hide.
We will now attempt to use the short bow to shoot the ogre with advantage from breaking stealth.
You can do it.
Dice plus 8. 19.
19 connects.
22 damage.
Wizard.
Let's move up to the east there some. He's got full cover there, or is it partial?
He's got partial cover.
Partial doesn't matter, thanks to the wand. Firebolt. That is a 15 on the hit.
15 will not connect. After that, we go to the fighter.
I'm going to move up below the cleric, ready action attack with my great axe.
The Oni is going to, at the start of its turn, regenerate 10 hit points. And then it can once per day cast Cone of Cold. So let's get that out as quickly as possible. 30 feet of flying movement. So we're going to fly to there. And let's be 10 feet up in the air. He's going to cast Cone of Cold down upon you. Cone of Cold requires a Constitution save. The DC is 13 versus cold damage. And you're going to take 8d8 or half on a success. Those of you who pass are going to take 19. Those of you who fail are going to take 39.
Cleric has a dirty 20.
Fighter is an 8.
Rogue has a 21.
Wizard has a 15.
That's my action movement, no bonus action. After that, we go back to the top of the order with the owl.
So let's move him in, aggravate for BlindOracle then, and then move him up in the air high enough out of that thing's reach.
After that, we go to restricted.
As a bonus action, I will move my Spiritual Weapon to contact with the Oni and make an attack. 20.
20 connects.
8 force damage. For my action, I will utilize Sacred Flame. It's a DC 15 dexterity save.
He's going to fail.
10 radiant damage. Move 2 tiles to the right and end my turn.
After the restricted is the BlindOracle.
We already have advantage from the owl, so we're going to take the shot as our standard action first. With advantage, we have a 21 to hit.
Hits.
For 24 points of damage. And then we are going to move all the way into the foliage. And then we will take the hide bonus action. 22.
22, sounds good. After the BlindOracle is the AzureWolf.
Cast a firebolt. That is a nat 20.
That'll probably hit.
17's worth of damage.
Hell yeah.
And then let's move to the west as far away from this thing as I can.
After the AzureWolf is the Dingo.
Move me up right next to him.
He's floating 10 feet up in the air.
I want to be right below him. I'm going to drop my great axe and pull out my pike, just 10 feet of reach, and I'm going to fight for my first attack. 21.
21 will connect.
10 points of damage. And then I got a natural 19, so I crit.
Wanted more than one round of combat out of this guy. I guess I got 2 rounds of combat out of this guy.
16.
16 damage. Okay.
Does he have 1 HP?
Nope.
2 HP?
I'm going to action surge.
Okay, you can miss twice.
I'm going to attack for 12.
12's a miss. Oh man, you can do this. Come on, Oni, you can do this.
You got it.
21.
21 hits.
Thanks for playing, Oni.
11 damage.
11 points of damage is lethal. He had 3 hit points left. The Oni drops to the ground on top of you.
My bad, guys. I should have blocked that one spell.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Report HP.
31 hit points.
26 hit points.
40 hit points.
30 hit points.
Anyone want to do anything at the end of the encounter? You can take end of encounter actions. This is not a short rest.
Go pick up arrows. I get 1 back.
Stand in pose.
Loot the body.
Having returned to the village and slain the only enemy remaining there, the adventurers pick up the trail of the orcs and follow them, attacking their rear guard, eventually tracking them down into the caverns where they come from. 1 encounter down, 5 more to go before the long rest. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you'll join us next week as the adventure continues. I'm Saracen Zero, and I will see you next time.